welcome to the Sound of Movement podcast. Today we're talking about lockdown and how to survive, particularly how to take back control of your life during lockdown, because a lot of people are feeling pretty threatened. It's a big interference, especially for you if you are in lockdown like us here in Sydney, Australia, or the whole of New South Wales now, our state. We're going to go deep. Like Vasquez said in Aliens, let's rock. If you're new to the tribe, we got Rich behind the mix. I have Will across the table from me, and my name is Yani Burmeister. Together we are Unity Gym, experts at turning driven people into athletes. This episode is brought to you by our epic flash sale. We've just launched Phase 5 of our at-home workouts, and we will link the description. We'll put a link in the description so you can jump on that for the next 7 days. It's at the launch price and then $29, and it's going to go a long way to supporting us here, the channel, and the gym during lockdown. Now, you can also get daily coaching by us in the Foundations prep program, the Unify Movement System. We'll link the description. You can jump on the coaching when you're ready. And as a valued listener, you guys get 30 days free. How good is that? Now, before we get started, big warm welcome. If you're on the live stream watching from the UMS Movement Mastermind, remember Tribe, anyone can jump over to Facebook and join that group and catch us live, interact, ask us questions. And lastly, I'd like to give a special shout out to the YouTube athletes. It's been awesome seeing you all on the live streams in the morning for our at-home workouts follow-alongs. It's definitely a silver lining from being in lockdown again. How are you today, Will?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Hi, everyone. I'm Rajan Burmeister, co-creator of... No, wait. I'm Will Purcell. I'm the manager here at Unity Gym. So hello to all of those who I have not met yet. Feeling pretty good 1 week into lockdown. I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, he doesn't have to get up at 4 a.m.
Absolutely. I get a bit of a sleep in now, about another hour and a half. But, I'm happy to start getting back up when lockdown's over. But for the time being...
Yeah,
it's all right.
There are a couple of small silver linings. Of course, the not so silver lining is that the gym is closed, and we generally see a natural attrition of members who aren't as connected to us. People that have come we worked extremely hard to get to join lately. They're the first to go, and it hurts, and so we very much appreciate all the support we're getting at the moment. It really, really does go a long way. We are getting emails. We're a little bit overwhelmed, really. We spoke about this on the live stream this morning from some of the love we're getting from around the world, from people who have literally used the at-home workouts that we're doing to completely change their life, and somewhat were waiting desperately on the sideline for a next phase, because like a guy who was on the stream this morning and emailed me last week, and I read his email out, Felix, he said, I've been doing the at-home workouts phase 1 to 4 on repeat, like many people out there who have been connecting with us. And doing that for a year, and it's only so good to repeat the same programs over and over again. You really want to progress and evolve your training, like we spoke about last week on the podcast. But keep sending the love, because that is a really, really nice thing to get, when we're in this tough time and we're all hustling and working through it, But that brings me to today's discussion. Will's been having a lot of chat with tribe members on the live streams, as have I, about lockdown fatigue, this whole thing, and whether whatever you believe, whatever your beliefs are. We copped a lot of flack last week for we thought we had to wear our face masks on the podcast. I've since learnt that you don't really have to if you're in a job where you have to communicate and speak, like on the television. And because we do live stream these, and it's a very big part of our online business, we are socially distanced. For those of you playing at home, this table is exactly 1.5 meters in width, and that's the recommended space. But surprisingly, we copped a lot of flack from people who were really offended that we were wearing masks. And there's a whole element of this health pandemic that there's a lot of people who don't believe that it's what it is, or they have different beliefs than what we might have. And that's cool. You do you. Just know that we don't choose by choice to wear masks and lock our business down and things like that. It's enforced on us. And And that is very scary for a lot of people. People feel like they're losing control, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Because if you are in that position, that's totally fine. But we want to tell you that there are ways that you can take back control, that you don't have to defy the law and you don't have to put yourself in harm's way or at risk. And that is to focus on the simple things. And this goes for everybody, whether you're happy like Will to be in lockdown or not.
Yeah.
This is really important for everybody, and that is focus on the little 1%ers that are in your control all the time, like your nutrition, like your diet, like how much sleep you get, like exercise. Whether that's to do the ultimate at-home workouts that we're producing. We believe they're the best workout you'll be able to ever do at home, or just go for a walk. Most people are allowed at the moment in lockdown to get daily exercise. It has been recognised now to be a very, very important part of keeping everyone sane and healthy. And we would like to encourage you to just focus on those 1%ers. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're extremely important, and most people who have been writing in and commenting in our Unity Gym tribe for our members here at the gym, one of the biggest aspects that they spoke about was how important to their mental health and mental sanity it was to get up and get their day started with that workout. I can certainly relate. When Sydney went through our first lockdown, I had just finished up 10 years of personal training, and I started a job in corporate. I'd never worked in front of a computer before, and all of a sudden I was sitting down for 9 hours a day. And then 2 or 3 months later, we went to lockdown, so I was now working from home. And I was happy to take a big break off training. I didn't mind doing that. I very quickly started getting out of bed at 8:44 to be logged in on my computer at 8:46 with my current job. And that was 1 minute late. And I was surprised at how quickly that took control of my life.
Yep.
And it was those little tiny things about not getting up and going to the gym in the morning. I didn't even feel like I could get up and go for a walk, so I just didn't want to. But I was doing that throughout the day. But someone that said a quote this morning, or yesterday, was create a new habit before the new habit creates you. And I didn't have any motivation, and I got created by that habit. So it was really hard to start getting up early.
And I'm sure so many people can relate to that. And I love that quote because, the habits that we build, the routines that we build, are they are what make us. I actually remember another quote, and I'm gonna make an absolute mess of this, but it was from one of the top Australian cricket players who was saying, "Are your habits today in alignment with your goals for tomorrow?" Because it's those habits, it's those routines, it's those rituals, the daily rituals that we set and that we build and that we reinforce. We build neurons in our brain to support them, literally. They are what create you, and I say this on our podcast and on our live streams as a motivational piece all the time. If you're wanting to achieve something or become someone, you have to become that person now. You don't become that person when you achieve the goal. It's becoming that person that enables the goal, and that really aligns well with this concept of, we're in lockdown, or you may not be, but you may not be able to go to your office, which brings you to your gym or whatever it is that's interfered with your routine because of this health pandemic. You need to create a new habit. And this is why I love the UMS at-home workouts. It helps that immensely, and it gives you a workout that you will still level up with. So it's not like you're just going through the motions, doing a sweat session, burning a few calories. It will develop strength, flexibility and fitness. And the new Phase 5, we've even thrown in some straight line handstand specialization skills for those who are ready for it. We were doing that with our tribe, and we always create these programs off the back end of what we're doing with our tribe here at Unity Gym, and they had started doing the handstand masterclass as our Saturday workshop, and a lot of them were really loving that. And so when we sat down around the boardroom table here on Monday morning after we were forced to close the gym, we said, let's battle plan Phase 5 of this program and roll it out today. And we all decided it would be cool to throw in that skills training every Wednesday. And if you want to do it, you can repeat it on Saturday in the program. And so, yeah, so far the program is owning everyone. You should, Rad, the reason why Rad's not on the podcast today is because he literally had to go home and go to sleep. He's done 4 follow-along leg workouts this week because he's also shot the follow-alongs for the UMS Phase 2, Foundations Phase 2 that we're re-releasing. And it was nasty. It was nasty. If you don't believe us, go to our YouTube channel and check out the workout and look at the comments. That we had 75 people on the stream on Tuesday, and we had 45 people on the stream today for the same workout because we're repeating to condense volume for muscle hypertrophy training, and it's no secret as to why we had less people on today.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like a really tough session. I'm glad I got to sit down and chat behind the mic with you, Yanni, instead of having to do it. But
I think we all are. I think Richie's stoked to be the one that knows how to run the podcast at the moment, because I reckon Rad would have thrown him under the bus this morning otherwise.
Yeah,
it certainly is. It's certainly a lot of fun watching.
Yeah, it is good fun watching and slinging banter around. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. But look, the point we want to press upon today is that if you're feeling a little bit out of control at the moment, if you're feeling challenged, if you're feeling what they're calling lockdown fatigue, I think the first step is to prioritize some exercise. A little dose of daily exercise. It does not have to be big. You don't have to leap to the top of the mountain in one giant stride. You can just take the first step. And the first step, often for me, this is something that I deal with a lot because I've had to manage depression most of my life, and exercise is literally my medicine. If I'm feeling really down and out, sometimes the most I can handle is just a walk. Just get out of the house. I'm very lucky. I live in a beautiful place in the world, down at Lavender Bay. It's a stone's throw to the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So I always just say, just walk over the bridge and back. That's roughly 5 kilometres for me. And usually once I get over there, I'm like, stuff it, I'll walk down to around the harbour a bit and whatever else. But it really, really is an important step in my day. And if I don't get that exercise, that daily dose of exercise, I'm in trouble, man. I can only go a few days before I start to really feel it, emotionally, mentally, and physically, And I can't fathom what it would be like going through something like this, not having a ritual or a daily habit of exercise.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
No, not at all.
The exercise triggers all these different hormonal processes in the body that stimulate endorphins, that that just essentially make you feel human, make you feel better.
Yeah.
And if you weren't getting that, I don't really know how you would cope.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point that you just brought up about making it easy as you need to. So if it's just going for a walk, we're talking about these online workouts at the moment and how hard they are, and a lot of our members are jumping on and love them. But to create a new habit or a new routine, it does take sometimes a fair bit of mental and emotional effort. And it might be just sitting down, having a little chat with yourself at the start of one day, saying, tomorrow I'm getting up at this time, I'm planning what time I need to set my alarm, and I'm just going to get up and watch the at-home workouts. So I'm now in a routine of getting up in time, or just get changed into your exercise gear. If you are someone that is largely affected by the mental health side of things about lockdown, doing something as small as that and just becoming familiar with the process can really help. The next day, maybe you'll join in the warm-up or going for a walk or something as easy as that. Something you feel comfortable with. If you can take out the challenge of the exercise and just tackle one challenge at the time, which might be enforcing a habit, take that on, then the next day you get a little bit better. Then the next day you get a little bit better again. Yeah,
one of the really magical things, we've got Vinnie Brown who's made a great comment here that I'm going to read in a sec, but one of the really magical things about the production of the at-home workouts right now, if you get on the live stream, we go live at 7:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is roughly 5:30 p.m. in New York, and I think 2:30 p.m. in LA. It's about 10:30 p.m. in Berlin. It is really cool because if you comment on that live stream, Will and I will give you a shout out, and a lot of the guys say that really, really helps them get through, because these these follow-alongs that we're shooting live at the moment, they become the follow-along for the program. And so every time you listen to that workout going forward in the future, you're going to hear your name get called out, and we'll be banging it home. We'll be like beating the drum. We'll be motivating you. And whoever's on the live stream, we send them a lot of love and encouragement personally, you know. And so many people said that was so empowering when they go back and watch the replay of it. It helps them because they hear their name come up, you know, and they're like, damn, I've got to put in, I've got to get this workout done. And I know we got Vinny Brown here. He says, hi guys, chomping at the bit to do phase 5 workouts. Just picked up the tutorials. I'm currently in the middle of a 5-week mesocycle of lower body strength program that I put together to supplement my splits training. Would be keen to hear how I might integrate the flexibility masterclass into these trisets the way I've mixed them into phases 1 to 4. It's a really good question. And the straight up simple answer, Vinny, would be that I would do the flexibility masterclass after the workout, because you are doing flexibility in the workout. And the best thing about really doing a hard workout and then doing some flexibility training is that you're fatiguing your central nervous system. And remember, flexibility training is about delaying the brain's inhibitors. Your muscles are pliable already, and every joint in the body can already go everywhere it's going to go from birth. What stops it from getting there is the brain restricting it. The brain has inhibitors that if it doesn't feel stable and strong in the end ranges, it won't allow you to access them for a very good reason, because you risk hurting yourself, you know, and you risk hurting not the muscle tissue, you risk hurting the connective tissues, the deeper tissues that take much, much longer to heal. You know, muscles heal in a matter of weeks. The ligaments and tendons, the ligaments that join bone to bone and tendons that join muscle to bone, and the bones themselves take months and months and months, if not years, to heal if you injure them. So the nervous system and the brain sort of says, okay, if I don't feel strong and stable in that end range, I'm not going to allow him to access it, because we're at risk of hurting ourselves, you know. And the only way to stop that from happening is that you actually delay that inhibition from occurring, piece by piece, step by step, as you build confidence, as you learn to access those ranges. And what happens though when you've done a workout is that when the central nervous system is fatigued from the workout, it actually has that response immediately. So you can access a little bit more range. And that's all you want to do when you're doing a flexibility training session. You just want to access a little bit more range each time to allow your body to go, oh, okay, I've gone here, I know this, I will allow it to occur again. If you push too hard, and we talked about this all the time in our podcast, if you push too hard and you cause yourself pain during the workout, during the flexibility training workout, you stifle the process, because you basically confirm to your brain that it was dangerous. It caused you pain, you know? And so you want to be doing it nice and gradually. The thing is, Vinny, that you have to consider, just like you would know, because you're a long-time listener of the podcast, you have to remember that flexibility training, despite what you may think, is load. It is a load to the body. It's a load to the muscles. It's a load to the tendons. It's a load to the connective tissues, the ligaments. And so you've got to manage load. And it really comes down to what your body's capable of, which is really based on your exercise history, your previous history, injuries, things like that. So, you know, if you're going to add the flexibility masterclass and you're of a decent level of conditioning, then I would do it at the end. But if you're you know, still a beginner or something like that, I would shorten the at-home workouts. I wouldn't do all of the rounds that Rad does in the tutorial, because you've got to remember, you're adding a huge component of exercise to the end of it, which is more load to the body. So I hope that answers your question, Vinny. You've got to figure out where you stand, especially because you're also doing a lot of martial arts. All of these things are load to the body that we've got to manage. When we put too much on, then we get either fatigue at a minimum, or we get muscle strains and sprains and spasms, which is just trying to slow you down. And if you push through that, you either get overuse injury, tendinopathy, or at worst case, an acute tear or something like that, you know, something a bit more serious. So yeah, just manage your load, brother. I hope that helps. Now, what I want to do for the back end of this episode is talk about a couple of the big insights that we that we have discussed during the week's at-home workouts, because a lot of people have been have given us some good feedback that they're learning a lot during the workouts as well, and we want to share that with you guys. But first of all, we want to announce our Daily Grind at-home workouts photo competition. Why don't you announce that, Will?
Yeah, thanks, Yani. So the Daily Grind photo competition, we would like you to upload your absolute best, also could be your absolute worst picture of you completing one of our UMS at-home workouts, and just showing the raw sweat, tears and pain that you've put into it. Something that you're going to really regret putting on the internet later. So we want you to chuck that up in our Unity Gym Tribe Facebook and the UMS Movement Mastermind Facebook group. And at the end of next week, we're going to be choosing one of those pictures to win a Unity swag pack. And make sure you hashtag Daily Grind and also hashtag at-home workouts with that picture. And we are going to choose the best, aka the worst ones. So remember, that's like a dad joke. The worse the dad joke, the better it is. So.
And we got a couple of good entries already.
Oh man!
But we want to get them up on mostly the UMS Movement Mastermind Facebook group. And look, a lot of people this morning were like, "My God, do you really want to see my sweaty carcass right now?" Yes, yes, Willie does.
Yes, we do. Oh my Lord, I do.
And I think I don't know if you said that. We're going to announce the winner next Friday on the pre-workout show. So really, what you need to do is get onto the YouTube channel. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel so you get a notification when the workout goes live. All of next week, the workouts are going to be up there, and we're going to be streaming them live again. So just jump in, follow along. You get that access to those follow-alongs for free. It's only if you want the full program, the tutorials, everything that sort of is broken down. And while I'm on that, I'll tell you exactly what you get with the at-home workouts phase 5, which is what Vinny has just been talking about picking up. It's a heart-pumping muscle hypertrophy program designed to increase muscle size and strength while still delivering a balance in flexibility and fitness. In this program phase, we've introduced a new overload method called trisets. The hidden benefit to trisets method is that it's ultra efficient, meaning that you'll get more done in 60 minutes than you ever thought possible. And as I said at the start, we've also included the straight line handstand skills module for Wednesday, and if you're a real hardcore, Saturday as well. It's a wicked program. Everyone that's seen it so far in the follow-alongs and in our tribe, the Unity Gym Tribe, have had access to the tutorials for the week now. They're loving it and they're getting a lot out of it. And most of them, like the amount of comments we've had, "Oh my God, I can't walk." Most people never think you can get such a good workout at home, with zero equipment. The only thing we use is a towel, and we teach you how to hook that towel onto a door so we can do a pulling movement pattern like chin-ups. And people are really shocked. People are really shocked at the DOMs they've got. They're not using dumbbells, barbells, kettlebells, and they're just using their body weight, learning to use their body weight and getting an epic whole body workout. It's a 5-day-a-week split, but we do give the option of repeating the Wednesday handstand workout on Saturday. It's designed very, very carefully to give the maximum amount of muscle metabolic damage to cause that, to elicit that hypertrophy response. But we're capitalizing on traditional strength and conditioning principles, like the principle of super compensation, which is hitting the same muscle groups 72 hours after the first bout of exercise at the peak of super compensation, so that you really, really experience improvements in strength. And there's a lot that goes into it. And this is, what we like to say is the difference between a carefully thought out and planned program or just a sweat session. And most sweat sessions sort of prey on coordination as the primary component of the workout. They throw together these movements that look cool on camera, but are actually really difficult to execute. Which, when limited, and remember, when coordination is the limiting factor, it stifles your ability to progress the movement. Because if it's a really complex movement, now I'm not talking, when I say movement complexity, if you're a strength coach, you'll know that like a clean and jerk is a complex movement pattern. Even a squat, a barbell back squat is considered a complex movement pattern. Those are very functional movements. They certainly have a place in training. What I'm talking about is something that more resembles an aerobics sort of dance move. Some people like to combine, really fancy movements with, kettlebells or dumbbells to make it look like you're loading it up. But really, it's I'll say it again. When coordination is the limiting factor, the movement becomes extremely hard to progress. Then you can't use the principle of progressive overload, which is key to the development of strength and flexibility and fitness, for that matter. And so with those style of workouts, once you master the routine, that's as far as you ever get. You can't progress strength, you can't progress flexibility, and you certainly can't progress fitness unless you just do more and more and more of the same routine.
Yep.
Maybe you'll improve fitness a little bit, but it's not a very efficient way of training.
Yeah. I mean, how are you going to progress a plank Russian twist with a kickball change at the bottom of the movement, and what is that going to be useful for? You do see a lot of these Instagram models and types that really get complex, and those workouts are fun and they're really addictive. But, I think a lot of our members are really surprised at how intricate and how much programming has gone into the at-home workouts. I remember last lockdown, Rad came out of this jacked, and I was a little bit jealous. I came and met him for the first time, and I thought, these guys are heaps bigger than I thought. But, it was really effective, and it's as effective as some people's gym routines, if not more. So
I think it's more. I think most people that do the at-home workouts will find that they get better results than their friends do in the gym anyway. Diane Norbury saying, I have invested already and will be watching the tutorials straight after this. The cues and tips have really helped me to develop awareness and understanding of my particular needs, resulting in significant improvement and progression in strength and flexibility. Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing, Diane. And she's usually on the live streams in the morning.
Yep.
She gets a shout out. She gets the love that I'm talking about. And it'd be interesting to see if any of you guys listening can beat Andy Lawson to the first comment.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I'd love to see someone pip him off the first place next week.
I think it's going to be hard. Yeah, it's going to be hard. He's been consistently the first to comment on the live streams, even since the very first at-home workouts. So,
for anyone listening, we're going to go on at 7:15 next Monday. And if you're listening, 7:30 as normal. Don't worry, mate.
And hit us up and let us know if you enjoyed the pre-show this morning. Time flew by. We actually might give it a little bit more time last time because we kind of had an agenda that we wanted to talk about, but we didn't get through it. But we're going to get through it now. We're going to share the 5 key insights from this week's workouts, and just so that if you miss them, you still get the education. Vinny Brow saying Andy first on comments since March 2020.
That's true.
That's right. So the first one on Monday was don't let lockdown get in the way of your goals. Focus on simple stuff. And this is where we said, the very first thing you should be doing is creating a plan for your nutrition and creating a plan for your exercise and build a routine, build a lockdown routine so that you're actually getting up and getting stuff going. And it can be as small as continuing to make your bed in the morning, like I can't remember what book it was that I read that, but they were talking about, I think it might have been in Extreme Ownership, Jocko Willink saying, that making your bed in the morning properly is a really, really good start to succeeding in the day, taking charge of the day, taking control of the day. It's a very small thing, but it creates the first step in your disciplinary action that you take throughout the day. And I agree. It's something that I really focus on myself. And so that was the number one key insight for Monday. Just build a new habit. If you're in lockdown or if this COVID thing has thrown your routine into chaos, then create a new routine. Because as Will said earlier, if you don't create a routine will create you. And you really don't want that to happen. Okay?
That's right.
Tuesday, the different tissues remodel at different speeds, so we have to manage load. And this was specifically shared because these workouts, the follow-alongs, are done at speed. And so for new people who don't train with us or who don't frequent our podcast, who are just jumping in on the YouTube channel, I wanted to make sure that they understand that they may not be up to the challenge of doing every set, every rep, keeping up with RAD, keeping up with our tribe during the workout. And what it's really important to understand is that even if you feel as though you can do it on the day, there's a very high probability that your body isn't up to the challenge. And that is because the tissues in our body, I'm talking of course about bones, ligaments, tendons, muscles, all respond to exercise at different rates. Muscles respond first very quickly. Usually around the 4 to 6 week mark, your muscles will already be going through cellular myogenesis, muscular hypertrophy, and that's the laying down of new tissues to strengthen the muscle itself, new proteins. Now, the next to adapt is the tendons, and the tendons and ligaments sort of roughly take about 3 to 6 months to adapt to exercise. And then finally, bones take 6 to 12 months, even longer, to adapt to the exercise stimulus. But what catches people out the most is that the central nervous system adapts faster than all of the tissues in the body, meaning that you will feel capable of doing it. You'll have the explosive energy, the muscle will contract at the right rates, you'll get all of that neural adaptation after about 4 weeks. And then the muscles adapt and you can actually lift the weight. But what you got to remember is that those connective tissues, the deeper tissues, aren't ready yet. And so you go hammer and tong at the workout, but we end up getting what we call tendonitis, tendinopathy, I think it is called. Tendinopathy, yeah.
The big one that Phil would crack you over.
Yeah. Tendinopathy, which is, where the tendons and the ligaments just haven't had time to adapt yet. And they go through this rapid adaptation process where they actually sort of break down and the tissue itself remodels in a bad way, not an ideal way. And it's really inflamed and it's very, very hard to deal with. It's very hard to overcome. And so that's a very, very common issue that people have. So that was our Tuesday insight.
Yeah, just on that, I'd like to see if anyone else has seen the video. A really good example of trying to push too hard and your neural system becoming stronger and more ready than your muscular and then your tendon, your ligament. If anyone's seen that Larry Wills video, he was incline pressing with a mate of his who the friend was doing the incline bench, and as it's coming down, either the pec, the muscle or the tendon or the ligament just tears off the bone and you can see it under his skin just fold back, and it's absolutely brutal. And this guy's going to have, he had surgery, and he's going to have months off training for that. And that's just one of those good ones where, people watching now, I know Vinny there, it sounds like someone who's really well conditioned. You need to listen to your body and look at the numbers as well. How intelligently are you going to approach this workout? How much can you expect to improve in strength and how much recovery are you getting? Because that's really important.
Yeah, one of the worst I saw was last year. A good friend of ours, Sebastian Orb, Australian strength coach, who is a professional powerlifter, was training for a competition that ended up being cancelled because of COVID. But one of his goals for that was a 400 kilo barbell back squat. And he got it, and he posted a video of him doing it, and it was pretty amazing. But the day before he did it, another guy, I don't know if he's an Australian guy or an American guy, attempted the 400 kilo back squat in his weight division and tore both quadriceps off the bone in the video. And you see him sort of get halfway down and then bang, both of the tendons let go. And he just collapses under the bar. And that's like a career-ending injury, like you're done. And that's what we're talking about here. His nervous system could do it. His muscles could even probably do it, but his tendons couldn't. They hadn't adapted to those sorts of loads. And it's common in powerlifters like that, and even in bodybuilders, because often they're like juicing so much. They're using so much exogenous hormone therapy to complement their training and to get them to where they are, that it tends to accelerate the process. It accelerates the muscular hypertrophy process, but often it ends up putting you too quickly down that path, and your tendons, your bones, your ligaments just don't adapt fast enough, and that's why those sorts of injuries are quite common in those guys who just take it to that absolute level. It's pretty intense. Yeah, that was a horrific video. Horrific video. All right, Wednesday, Willie P was doing the commentary on his own. Why don't you share why we put skills training, the handstand, on Wednesday in this program? That was the key insight.
Yeah, we had like you mentioned earlier, we had a lot of our members start doing handstand training on Saturdays, and it's a great skill and it's really fun to learn. But now that we're back at home workouts, it's not just about getting up and getting the muscles moving and continuing on with your training, but what a great opportunity to actually achieve something new in lockdown. So we're talking about creating new habits. What about learning new skills? So we've chucked some of the handstand workouts in there and some of the exercises, so you can actually get in there, and as you come out of lockdown, you go back to work and they say, what did you do this lockdown? Oh, I got caught up on sleep. What did you do? I learned how to do handstands.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah,
and it feels really good to achieve something like that in lockdown.
Absolutely. And most importantly, the key to happiness is progress in life. And when you're making progress towards a really cool skill like that, progress towards strength, progress towards flexibility, skills, it makes you happy. It makes you feel good. And God, we all need a bit of happiness and joy in our lives right now. So
Absolutely.
I really liked that one. I think that's really important, and that was a great insight from Wednesday's live workout. On Thursday, we talked about how to capitalise on the supercompensation effect, and this was a discussion all about the program split. The program is very, very carefully designed to maximise volume, so we get that hypertrophy result, but it's also there's special attention paid to the frequency of bouts of stimulus to each muscle group. So we do the same workout on Monday and Thursday, exactly 72 hours apart. We do all of our push-pull patterns, so for shoulders, chest, back, arms on Monday, and then we hit them again with stimulus on Thursday, exactly 72 hours after the workout at the peak of supercompensation, so that we're continually gaining in strength. And that's really key to this at-home workouts program phase, is that it pays special attention to maximise the principle of progressive overload and the principle of supercompensation. And this is, why it's really important to understand how to program and to work with someone who understands how to program if you're hiring a trainer or a coach to help create programs or exercise routines for you. Because a lot of people, when their tools of trade are removed, in our case, our gym, we can no longer train people in our gym, they sort of think, oh God, I can't deliver a good workout. All I got to do is entertain people so that they don't leave, and all the personal trainers all of a sudden overnight become entertainers, not trainers. Yeah. And that's, something that we pay special attention to that we don't do. We want to still deliver on the promise and the goal that our members come to us for.
And it is really entertaining to watch Rad absolutely blow a gasket on camera doing those live streams. So if you can focus on the performance and the workout, it's going to be entertaining anyway.
I got a photo. I wanted to bring this photo up. I don't know if I can send it to Richie and get him to bring it up, because it's a cracker. He literally looks like he's had a shower. It's like it's evil. It's seriously evil. No, it doesn't. That's a good one that you sent of him doing the tabletop stretch. Maybe we'll bring it up next week. But he really grinded this morning, and anyone who caught the live stream, it was worth just tuning in to see Rad curse and swear and carry on.
I got to give it to him. That was about his 20th workout of the week, and he's still put in. And at the end, our physio Nilesh had walked in and said, oh, what kind of exercise did you do today? And he goes, we did these Cossack squats, and then busted like an extra 4 or 5 out just doing them. And then we went into this. I'm like, Rad, I think you're recovering.
It's probably a good time to have a rest now, but he's gone home to have a sleep. So,
yeah.
Okay, and Friday, today's stream was the key to results at home is progressive overload. And for progressive overload, simplicity is key. And this is what we're talking about today. The moment that coordination becomes the limiting factor in a workout, you lose the principle of progressive overload, because it's near impossible to progress a really difficult, hard to coordinate movement routine combination, and this is where a lot of people just lose focus and forget what we're here for. Forget why people come to us. People come to us to get strong, flexible and athletic and fit at Unity Gym, or they come to a trainer to lose weight, or they come to a trainer to gain strength. They don't come to a trainer to get entertained. They got Netflix at home for entertainment, you know. They're coming for a specific goal. And it's our job to come up with a program solution that enables them or empowers them to achieve that goal. And it drives me crazy when I see all of these trainers get forced to go outside and all of a sudden they're doing stuff that's totally not in alignment with that person's goals, you know. Man, if you're trying to lose weight, then it's I guess you just got to burn calories, you know.
Yeah.
But you also want to make sure that you're doing it in a manner that's not losing muscle tissue, because if you're losing a lot of muscle tissue, and remember, the body will not really discriminate. If you just go into massive calorie deficit, then you're going to lose, and you don't stimulate muscle tissue, then you're going to lose muscle and fat at the same rate. And we all know what happens then. You know, if you lose muscle tissue, you also downregulate your metabolic system and your metabolism. And therefore, once you've hit your goal weight, you generally rebound because you overconsume based on the adjusted metabolic system. The metabolism has downregulated with the loss of muscle tissue, and you now have a lower metabolism than you had when you started the program, but your satiety, the leptin and ghrelin hormone release, is still measured or still attuned to your old metabolism. So what that means is you'll end up you'll just overeat based on what your metabolism can now burn. And it's a disastrous way to go. That's what creates this yo-yo dieting cycle with people. And all personal trainers know that. And all personal trainers know that even on a weight loss program, it's important to stimulate the muscles and to do resistance training. You know, you might not do as much resistance as cardio, but you should be doing resistance training. And you can do that perfectly well outside using the individual's body weight, just like the example we give in the at-home workouts. And I believe, and Richard believes, and Will believes, and Rad certainly believes that every workout should be developing strength, flexibility, and fitness in balance. You know, which creates the perfect, ideal athletic platform. So that you can go and deploy that into anything you want to do, whether it's just looking sexy, or whether it's performing at a really high level. You know, So yeah, that's pretty much the ducks nuts of it today. That's what we wanted to talk about, Tribe. I hope that was of benefit to you. Remember, if you made it this far, we will link in the description the at-home workout Phase 5 link. It's only $29 for 7 days during the launch. Then it goes to $97. It's a really great program, just like Vinnie Brown has, just like Diane Norbury has, just like most of our tribe and on YouTube have. Grab it, you'll love it. And we've got you back too if you've never done one of our at-home workouts and this is your first time. There's also a really great offer in there to get Phase 1 through 4 as a bonus when you're in the checkout. So check it out. You're going to love it, I promise. And otherwise, if you're not ready to commit, then come join us during the live stream next week. Or just go and have a look at the live streams that went up this week. You'll get a good idea of what it's all about. This morning you'll hear me battling with my 2 young boys that were just forever trying to distract me and pull me away from the commentary box. In lockdown, they're here sometimes because they're not at school. We're on school holidays or vacation at the moment, and so it's good fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll see how social it is as well. Everyone gets on the chat, they type in, they give us comments and shout out some love, and we give it back. So come on down.
And remember, guys, get your photos posted. Get in the live stream, do the workout. You don't have to do the workout live for it to qualify. Just get a photo of yourself, get a selfie after the workout or during the workout. We've even had some that is just the puddle of sweat on the ground after their workout. There's some great ones coming in. We're going to be giving away a wicked merch pack, some swag. You'll get the jumper that Will's wearing, the hoodie there. Just turn around, show them the back of it. There's a big logo on the back, the Unified Movement System logo. You'll get a Unified Movement System t-shirt, and you'll get the t-shirt I was wearing before, which is the Shut Up and Do Some Bloody Burpees, which is the legendary t-shirt we created last lockdown. our tribe voted on it because it was actually a gaffe in the production of one of the workouts. Rad had just, they say in the army, had the dick. He was just absolutely rooted, and he sort of forgot and fudged the workout routine, and he didn't realise, and a whole bunch of people in the comments said, I think you stuffed up the order of the workout, and he just responded, shut up and do some bloody burpees, and because there was burpees in that routine. It was very funny, and we produced it into a t-shirt. So you get one of those as well. It's good fun. All right, tribe, that's it from us today. Thank you, Will, for being rad.
Oh, you're welcome anytime.
And thank you, Richie, for getting so much in. He's behind the camera up there. We'll see you all next Friday, tribe. For those of you in our UMS online coaching group, we'll be going live into that group for your weekly group coaching call in 15 minutes. So get yourself ready, grab a drink, grab lunch, whatever you want to do. And we'll see you soon. For everyone else, have a fantastic weekend. For those in America, enjoy your Friday. And we will see you soon.
Sounds good.
Health is about performance, not just body image.
You better be willing to accept what you're going to have to do to get there.
We'll start focusing on movement goals, strength goals, flexibility goals.
When you nail that skill, it's there forever.
The body image goal doesn't get you that
It's
far.
the consistency and frequency that's going to get you there. It's not the intensity.
There's no shortcuts to mastery and movement. Destination doesn't change overnight, but your direction will.
The gym is not the place to beat up the body that you hate. It's the place to build the body that you love.
We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise, because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.